Hello, all. My name is Ernie Kasperowitz, partner at AutoMax Recruiting and Training, with another episode of Recruit to Retain at 1111. AutoMax works with a variety of industries, helping them staff their organizations, primarily automotive, RV, power sports stores. They come to us, and we've been working with them for the past 23 years. And over time, the word of what we do has spread, and other industries are gravitating towards us because we do a fantastic job of being able to write ads that are titled properly, placed properly, create a larger applicant pool, a larger quantity of quality applicants. We also spend a lot of time in this segment talking about retention. So that's why it's Recruit to Retain. So last week, and retention is obviously to maintain a working environment that allows the current employees to stay with the organization. It is following through on processes that are aimed at addressing the various needs of employees that would enhance their job satisfaction. So last week we talked about 7 steps you could take, 7 policies you could enact that would help in that overall goal of employee retention. You guys kill me. Thanks for the comments, and definitely add to this as we go along. I'll try to look at the screen and answer if there are some questions. So last week we talked about 7 principles that you can enact that would be worth following to help achieve better retention within your organization. One of those was monetary compensation, making sure that you're on par in your marketplace, if not even leading the marketplace. Second thing was the organizational culture, that we internally, we have a plan in place of what is our culture, what do we stand for, so that we're aware of that. Third would be providing constant feedback with our employees so that they know where they are in relation to the goals of the company, in relation to their own personal goals, that we have constant feedback. And also, the communication that we have, it's got to be honest. Coming from us as a manager or leader, we've got to be real. We've got to be honest. We've got to be who we are. We've got to be forthright with people. So it's clear communication. That was another step in the process. Employee involvement, meaning that employees are involved in decision making. Yes, as leaders, we make the final decision, but we want our employees to be a part of the decision making. They've got to feel a part of things. Feeling in on things is really important to employees, more important than the monetary compensation. And then we also want to have steps in place where we can develop our employees, that there's a path for advancement. And then lastly, it's being able to get rid of the bad employees. You have to bite the bullet at times when somebody's not following or persons aren't a part of the team and they're dragging people. You got to do it. And that's a hard thing to do, but you got to do it. So within those 7 steps, let's say 7 policies, the overriding theme is communication. Communication, your ability to communicate as a leader, our ability as leaders at every level to be able to communicate with our employees is what's most important at trying to obtain and retain the people that we have working for us. So today we're going to focus on just that, the communication as leaders. One of the things that at every level as a leader we're trying to accomplish is building rapport and a relationship with each of our team members. Everybody on our team, we have to have an individual relationship with them. Our team members want to feel safe with us as a supervisor, and they want to know that they're supported by their supervisor. Whoever their leader is, they want to feel that from them. So a way to helping develop that rapport and that relationship is to ask and then understand what is most important to that employee in their relationship with this company. What are they trying to achieve? Is it advancement? Are they working here every single day, giving all they've got because they want to advance in the ranks of management and become a top player in the company in that regard? Maybe it is as simple as job security. They want to be able to come into work and feel safe at their job, know that they're not threatened by this employee, that employee, whatever that's threatening their job. They want to feel safe at their work. Maybe it is that they want to have a positive culture. They just want to be able to come in, work hard, and be able to work in an environment that's free of stress and aggravation and frustration. So that's our role as the leader to help ensure that happens. Maybe it's to work their tail off every single day, but then leave work at work and have a work-life balance. So what's going to allow them to feel significant in their job? That's what we're trying to understand as an employee leader, as a leader of our team. And for example, in an auto dealership, you've got many layers of leadership. You've got the layer of sales manager that might have their own team, and there might be multiple teams. Then you might have the general sales manager who's responsible for all of that. Well, the general sales manager has to understand what each of those people, their needs are, what their desire is. You've got your service team, same thing. There's parts, service, technicians, advisors. That service manager has to understand, we want to understand. And again, this is all to build retention. The idea is we're trying to enhance job satisfaction. So when people come to work, they have to have something of value in it more than just producing X result. So those are some things to consider in that. So we want to understand what's valuable, what matters to our employees. We want to understand what their challenges are in their efforts to get to where they're trying to go and how we can overcome that. So that's some pretty important stuff there. As a leader, ultimately, we want to look out for a couple things. One, most people, when they leave employment, it's out of sheer frustration from overwhelming conflict. Overwhelming conflict meaning either directly from us, the manager, me, or other employees, creating frustration, creating aggravation. We've got to, as a team, we have to, as a leader, we have to be able to make sure that doesn't happen, to be able to address those concerns as they're occurring. So we have to, we want to have in place, what is our culture? What does our team stand for? And one of the things that we do as leaders, and especially in sales organizations, without even realizing it, we create the environment of friction by having individual sales goals, right? It's all based upon the attitude or the value placed upon the number one. Who's the top salesperson this month, right? There's only one, right? Everybody else, you're meaningless, right? Second place there's nothing, right? There is no second place, right? You're either one or you're nothing. Well, that environment just inherently creates a group of people who cannot work together. So that's creating friction just by doing that. So what I'm going to suggest that we take a look at is creating team goals where the team is working collectively together. See, if we can create an environment where our group of people that come into work, that we know their goal, and in an effort to get to their goal, the team's going to get to their goal as well. Well, now you got people working together. You got people joining forces, collaborating together. The strength of the whole is going to be better and produce a better result than any one individual effort can produce. So the idea is, let's create some goals that everybody can buy into. It can be unit goal for the month. It can be customer satisfaction improvement for the month. It could even be something that rotates on a monthly basis that's important to a team member. Maybe something that they're a charity they're trying to contribute to. Maybe we all work together to achieve that goal. The idea is that as the leaders of the group, we want to try to help our workers build relationships amongst themselves. That's one of the reasons why we suggested last week to take people out to lunch as a group, or maybe go out to dinner, or maybe go out to a ball game as a group of people, as employees of the organization. The dealership or the organization sponsors it, but we all go and spend time together off of work. You want to, in an effort to increase your retention of employees, you want your people to be able to like each other, build relationships with each other. These are people that go to the same, have kids that go to the same schools, go to the same churches, same organizations, do things together outside of work. Let's try to build that relationship inside of work. You're going to find that As people work towards a common goal, the outcome then is they're not going to be fighting amongst each other as much. That friction that I'm talking about that drives people out, that'll be reduced. So that's pretty important, I would say. So people, like I said, they leave jobs out of frustration. Let's see here. I want to also cover that something that, I guess you could say it this way. The bottom line is people have to enjoy their job in order to stay at their job. They have to enjoy it, right? Simple things that we can do as leaders are being able to recognize, and this is the communication, recognize when our employees are doing things we want them to do and be able to take the time to think about it and complement that action. We have to take the time to let people know that they're okay, and maybe towards their goal, we can help them achieve that. So that's pretty important. What I would say that I heard this the other night, Monday night. I watched a Facebook Live with Anthony Santangelo, one of our AutoMax recruiter trainers, and his guest was Danelle Delgado. And I've watched a few of her Facebook Lives where she makes presentations before. And on Monday night, she had said something that I'd heard before from her, but it really makes a lot of sense in regard to communication and with the effort of trying to retain our employees. And her comment was that when things are done for good, they are done on purpose. And when things that are negative, they're usually reactionary. Employee retention is a perfect example of when things are done for good, they're done on purpose. You see, you can't, a good company culture, a good work environment, employee retention doesn't just happen. It is something that we focus on. It becomes a part of our job. It might be a little different to think about it today that, you go into work and part of my job is my employees' satisfaction, their retention. But in today's world, that is exactly what it is a part of our job. My job is to make sure that my employees have a high satisfaction in their job. What am I doing that makes that happen? What am I doing that doesn't allow somebody else to mess that up? So I'm doing that on purpose. That would be an example of when something is done for good, it is done on purpose. And that was directly from Danelle. Makes a lot of sense to me. And she also talked about caring enough about your employees. Being able to care enough about them is certainly a way to create an environment where they're going to want to stay working for you, right? Because you care about them. A way to show people that you care about them is to review on a daily basis their goal. So you've kind of got a sense because you've sat down, you've built the rapport, you have the relationship, you understand what's important to them. But maybe there are additional goals inside or outside of work that you are trying to help them achieve. Well, sit down with them on a daily basis and review. Where are we at? Where are we at towards you achieving your goal, right? And could be our goal of units per month per se. Where are we at? And let's sit down and throughout the course of the day, let's touch base on that. How are things going? What can I do to assist you? What can someone else? Where can we go to help you achieve that goal? When you care, caring creates change. Being brute force, so to speak, demanding, that might create change, but that's going to create the change of the person leaving. That's not what we're trying to achieve. So those are some things. I would encourage their accomplishments. I would check in on their progress. And then lastly, I'm just looking at something there. We need to make we feel good hire on board, probably train development. Yeah. Development is definitely important of the people that we have. And that's that. But again, it's going to depend upon the person because some people, that is their focus. They want to develop all their skills, use their skills so that they can advance with the organization. Other people want to use their skills, just like I said, they just want to come to work, do their job and go home. And they want to be able to do their job and go home and not be aggravated while they're there. So it's different. And we should understand what it is, what's motivating our employee. Gratitude is the last thing I would suggest that we as managers really need to focus on. Focus on in the sense that be aware every day. And this is something Danielle has talked about for a while now. Take time to write down 5 things, maybe 10 things every single day that you were thankful for, that you have out and out gratitude for in your own life. Now, within that, you're going to find that some of that is going to be things that are occurring at work, and some of that are going to be the people that are working with you. The more you practice gratitude and appreciation, you'll find that you'll see more and more and more of it within your own team. Because again, if you're setting up team type environment as compared to the individual against everybody else environment, you'll find that there's pretty much incredible things will happen. Because in an effort to achieve the team goal, people will do things without having to take the credit. So a customer maybe that comes into the dealership and is, looking for something confused, they'll go talk to them. Or a piece of, litter on the lot, people are going to pick up. It's my responsibility now. It's not just that lot man's responsibility. I'm a part of the team. So things are going to happen, and the environment is going to be conducive to want people to encourage people to stay. So those are some of the things I wanted to talk about today. I try to keep this 10 to 15 minutes at most. I'll see if there's any quick questions. I see about the third-party validation. Absolutely. If there's anything else that somebody wants to add, but essentially the goal of today is that we as leaders understand that our communication, that it's up to us to be able to communicate with our employees, to understand from them what's important in working for our company. The more we can understand that, that'll allow some of the other steps that we take to be in place. And the whole thing, we have to have a plan in place. You have to have a culture in mind that we hold everybody accountable to. So for today, that'll be it. I look forward to catching up to you guys in another week. Ernie Kasprowitz with AutoMax Recruiting, signing out. Thanks.